Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Merrill's Market Madness. I normally call this Merrill's Monday Market Madness, but yesterday was Labor Day, so I decided to shoot the show today. Giving you an update on what's going on with the Phoenix housing market. Trying to answer one of the most common questions we get, which is, are we in a bubble and our value is going to crash down? And kind of look at a little bit at the trends and talk to you about where we expect it to go. Of course, no one has a crystal ball, but just doing our very best to look at the data and share that data with you. It's a little geeky and nerdy, and if you hate numbers, just know that the market's still hot. Now, if you like numbers, let's get into it. Right now in our MLS, we have 7,096 active listings, 12,491 listings that are pending, 8,466 listings that have closed in the past 30 days, which gives us a month supply of inventory number of 0.84. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here with you really quickly, and I'm going to share as you know from previous episodes, hopefully we track this every single day. So every single day I look at how many actives, pendings, and how many homes have sold in the past 30 days. And we take the number of actives divided by the number of homes that have closed in the past 30 days, and it gives us that MSI, month supply of inventory number. And so 0.84, as you can see, we are, approaching a 1 month supply of inventory. Inventory, as you can see, we hit kind of a low of 0.5, kind of sat in that level now. And now we're in the 0.8s and have even tapped 0.95 or something like that. Is the highest daily month supply of inventory number that we have had. So, that's actually a really good thing. The market has been so desperately low on inventory, and we're finally seeing more sellers enter the market, and the demand, the supply is increasing ever so slightly. But I want to remind everybody that a balanced market would have a month supply of inventory of about 5 months. So we are still very, very far below even a balanced market. And with inventory being this low, we are still expecting prices to rise, although maybe not as dramatically as we've seen over the past year, with average prices having increased by more than 30%. But demand remains pretty stable. So if you look at the total number of listings that have closed over a 30-day period, it has dipped slightly. But a lot of this is seasonal. So, we tend to see our biggest months, or the months where we see the most homes close, is historically in May and June. And then by August and September, it starts to slow down a little bit. And it's a little bit seasonal. And so I do expect that we'll probably see inventory continue to rise slightly and the total number of listings closing to fall slightly until we hit the spring of next year. And then we'll probably head straight back into an absolute frenzy again, unless we can somehow find an additional 20,000 listings to add to the market between now and then. Not trying to get political, but I did, recently read the article about the Supreme Court overturning the kind of eviction moratorium. I know the White House is moving to try to come up with other solutions, but it is possible that we will see an increase in listings if, there's a lot of landlords who maybe are sick of, they've been dealing with these rental properties and tenants haven't been paying and the values are way up. So they may be deciding, I'm going to get these tenants out and I want out of the rental business, and they're going to sell. And hopefully we will see some increased inventory from that, but it's unlikely to be enough to reach a balanced market. Again, we need to add 30,000 active listings to reach a more balanced market. So inventory is still desperately low, and I do expect that values will continue to rise, but it'll probably be at a very slow pace through the rest of the year. And then spring next year, it will probably pick up and go crazy again. Let me also just share The mortgage rates, this is one of the things I really like to look at. Average interest rates, according to Freddie Mac, remain extremely low, 2.87% on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So that helps with affordability, right? That is the one factor that I think could have a dramatically negative impact on the market. When I say dramatically negative, I don't mean a bubble crashing and home values plummeting. I mean, the market would experience a massive slowdown in terms of the number of homes closing and the number of buyers buying, and the pace at which home prices are rising. If rates suddenly went up to 4%, it would have a big impact on affordability. So as long as rates stay stable, I think that the market will continue to increase. I wanted to kind of show you some numbers. So I put together this little chart. I realize it's not, graphically, it's not very exciting, but I wanted to look at a very typical home, and every house is different. So it's very hard to determine like what's a typical home. But, I picked these parameters. It doesn't really matter what the parameters are as long as you're staying consistent to see what the trend is. So what I chose was single family homes, not in a 55 plus community, no pool, 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 to 3 bathroom, 2-car garage, built after 1990, between 1,400 and 2,400 square feet, under a 10,000 square foot lot, anywhere in Maricopa or Pinal County. So those were the parameters that I used, and looked at what the average price of that home has done so far this year. So in January, the average sales price of that home was $325,269. And then, as you can see, it increased in February 4%, then it increased 3%, 4%, 3%, 2.5%, 3.5%. And then in August, we did see a very, very small increase of only 0.64%. And that's why I say, we went from 325 to 399 in just 7 months. It's a very, very fast rate of appreciation. And I do think that throughout the rest of the fall and winter, we'll see that really level off. We'll probably see at best case scenario, in my opinion, by December, the average price of a similar home will probably be maybe 410. So it's definitely going to slow down, just because there's fewer buyers buying at this time of year. But then next year, with inventory being as low as it is, I will expect to see a pretty sharp increase in values once again. As long as interest rates stay low, because the market is just so desperately low on inventory, and there's still a lot of demand. I was working with several buyers over the weekend, and let me see here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here so you can see my face a little bit better. Working with several buyers over the weekend, made several offers, and when one of the homes had 16 offers on it. And this was a house in the 700,000 range. Another house that we made an offer on with a different client in the mid 400s range, and it had 8 offers. Another house most houses, if they're priced appropriately, are still getting multiple offers and are still really competitive. What we're seeing is, I get a lot of buyers talking to me, well, I'm starting to see a lot of price reductions or homes sitting on the market. Well, those are typically homes that are either way overpriced, or they don't show very well, which is probably overpriced as well. But it's not the home that everyone is looking for. Maybe it's very unique, but the really nice homes, the move-in ready houses, the ones that have got some decent updates and that are really clean and that are priced appropriately, we're still seeing a very high level of competition on those homes. So hope you found this information helpful. If you have any questions or would like, you'd like me to touch on some stats or some numbers or some information that I didn't share in any of my videos or today's video, please let me know. I'd be happy to do the research and try to dig up the information that I can find for you. Thanks so much and have a great day.